What is up, swimmers and swammers? Welcome to day 4 of the 2023 World Championships. We are here giving you our finals reactions to each and every race of this finals session. Let's do a quick prelims recap before we get started here. We saw women's 50 back, men's 100 free, men's 2 IM, women's 2 fly, and of course the mixed medley relay. Women's 50 back was pretty expected. Molly O'Callaghan scratched out of that one, which is not a super big surprise. She wasn't a huge favorite to begin with, and I think she's focusing more on the freestyle events. But everyone you would expect to make it in pretty much did. Kylie Moss, Reagan Smith, Catherine Burkhoff and Kaylee McEwen are the top 4 seeds. Ingrid Wilm is in there for 6th. Marie-Ambre Moulou of France was the 5th seed. So it's going to be a good semi tonight. Men's 100 free, Matt Richards really showed out, 47.5. Jack Alexi, US, 47.6. And then Chalmers was 7.7. Jordan Crooks had a huge swim, 7.7 as well. Panzan Lee, 7.8. David Popovich, 47.9. Josh Liendo, 48.0. Got the usual suspects in there. A couple of misses. Sebastian Sabo was 17th. Chris Giuliano of the U.S., 18th. And then my big surprise was Lewis Burris of Great Britain was only 48.99, which got him 31st. So he's missing out on the semifinal and subsequently final as well. Men's 2 IM, Duncan Scott, top seed, 157.7. All the usual players, Diaceto, Jeremy Desplanche, Louis Clarebert, Tom Dean, Carson Foster, Leon Marchand is 9th, Hugo Gonzalez, Shane Casas, Finley Knox, Alberto Rossetti, Brendan Smith got in there for 15th. Wang Shun, defending Olympic champion. China's been having a great meet. He snuck in by the skin of his teeth. We've seen this a lot in prelims. 159.0. He is 16th by 1/10 of a second. So he barely scraped by and got into the semifinal. I'm guessing he was cruising at least a little bit, and he'll have a little more to give in the semifinals tonight. Reagan Smith also scraped by the skin of her teeth in the 200 fly. She made this semi after the 50 back prelim. She's 15th seed. She was 0.23 out from missing this semifinal altogether. So that's a little nerve-wracking as well. Again, I think she'll have a better swim tonight. But 200 fly, all the usual players are there. This is the event that is notorious for not having a ton of swimmers. And Zheng Yufei, who was a favorite to win a medal, is actually pulled out. She's focusing on the mixed medley relay, and I'm guessing other events down the rest of the meet as well. And then finally, the mixed medley relay. U.S.'s top seed. We had a lineup of Catherine Burkhoff, Josh Matheny, Daria Rose, and Abby Weitzel. Australia's second seed. Netherlands is third. China is fourth. I think it's safe to say U.S., China, and Australia look like the medal favorites. I think right now, U.S. and China are the favorites to win. We're both going with a male, female lineup. U.S. is going Ryan Murphy, Nick Fink, Tori Huss, Kate Douglas. China's going Zhu Jiayu, Qin Haiyang, Zhang Yufei, and Cheng Yuji. Australia is going Kaylee McEwen, Zach Stubbley-Cook, Matt Temple, and Shayna Jack. So those are your favorites in that mixed medley relay, I would say, right now, and according to our comments. So that is always just such a fun event to watch because of how hectic and weird it can be. But as I'm seeing it on Peacock right now, I'm watching from Peacock. If you're in the United States, you can get a subscription or a free trial pretty easily. I think a subscription is only like $5.99 or $6.99. So if that seems worth it to you to watch the rest of the world champs, go for it. Again, if it's your first time, you can do a free 7-day trial on Peacock also. that's where I'm watching. It looks like the live stream is coming up now. Rowdy Gaines and Dan Hicks are on the screen. Man, Dan Hicks looks kind of old. I'm not gonna lie, Rowdy looks pretty good though. He's in his 60s and he is aged well. It was a good decision for him to go bald, I think. All right. And joining us first today is SwimSwam CEO and co-founder Gold Meadow Melvin Stewart. Melvin, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, buddy? Good morning.
Buddy.
This is it. When you meet people, you say
Mel's headphones are not working.
Mel is the chief custodial officer at SwimSwam.
One of his many titles, chief custodial officer.
I am the chief custodial officer.
Meaning he's the SwimSwam janitor. I'm proud to be so. Melvin, we all know the answer. What event are you looking forward to most today?
I mean, I don't even understand why we're swimming these other events. I might glance at the 100 freestyle, or the rest I just snooze through. Everyone knows that the most beautiful event created by the creator of the universe, the absolute perfection coming from the mind of divinity, 200-meter butterfly.
That's all there is. That's all there is in swimming. The rest might as well be called golf.
It's just golf. No, so the funny thing is, if anybody's watched a few times, they have to know that you are also a 200 butterfly. You're a butterfly, 200 butterfly brother. That was a prerequisite for working at SwimSwam, becoming head of production.
If you got to be a 200 butterfly, because it takes a certain mentality. Takes a certain kind of person to be a 200 butterfly. And I do love that we're starting with one of the marquee races of this meet, which is the 800-meter freestyle. And it's one of the marquee races of this meet because one of the medal favorites didn't even make the final. That's how deep this prelim swim was, is that Florian Wellbrock, who's already off to a great meet here in Fukuoka, won the 10K, won the 5K, was 9th by 7/100ths in the 800 free prelims. So he's not even going to be in this field. But God, do we have a loaded field?
You recapped the field, didn't you? I was just coming
No. So it's really interesting. Greg Paltrinieri, lane 1. Bobby Fink, lane 2. Lucas Martins, lane 3. Sam Short, lane 4. Ahmed Hafnaoui, Tunisia, lane 5. Dan Whiffen, 6. Michaela Romanchuk, 7. Guilherme Costa, 8. So this is, I don't know what to expect out of this because all of the normal heavy hitters are like spread out throughout the whole pool. And so, we know Bobby Fink flourishes when he has a good race. And I'm not sure if he's going to be next to the people he needs to be next to really take it out like he needs to. But I think anyone here could win a medal. Anyone in all 8 lanes, it has a chance to get on the podium here.
My prediction, and I consulted you before I did this prediction. I also might have pinged Braden when I did as well. I called it at 7:37 for the win. And I called, of course, I mean, U.S. SwimSwam is based in the United States. I called Bobby Fink. A lot of international fans called me out and said, "No, you're being a little cocky, a little fresh with that." And what people should know is that half of our audience we're based in the United States, but half our audience is international, and they weigh in, and sometimes they roast me. They were like, "Nope, their feeling was that the 800 was safe and that the 1500 he was definitely not a favorite."
That's right. Because as we said, Bobby Fink loves to race and he loves running people down. In the 800, fans' feelings and our feeling was that he can stick with the pack. It's easier to stick with the pack because it's half the distance. And then he finks them the last 50, and then he just turns the jets on and goes. In the mile, there are so many elite guys like Florian Wellbrock, like Greg Paltrinieri, who can get out in front and maintain a lead, that have had such good seasons this year, that our fans, commenters, followers thought that Bobby Fink wouldn't be able to keep up with the rest, and therefore couldn't Fink them the last 50, which is kind of, it is what happened last year, but it's worth noting that Greg, the winner in the mile, was way out way out on the other side of the pool from Fink.
Where are you in the stream?
I'm at the 175 meter mark.
Okay, I'm coming up. They're flipping at the 200 right now. 151 out.
Yeah, yeah,
under world record pace.
So there's 3 guys a body length ahead of the world record pace right now, and that is Lucas Martins, Sam Short, and Ahmed Hafnaoui. It's worth noting, Sam Short and Ahmed Hafnaoui, the gold and silver medalists in the 400 free earlier this meet, in 340. They both went 340. The first guys to do that since 2016, I believe. First guys in 7 years to crack 341.
At the 200, they were 2.8 ahead of Fink. Now they're almost now 2.97. So they're stretching out that lead. And this is what happened in Budapest in the 1500. Fink got out of the race. So it's
I like this for a couple of reasons. One, again, it's the 800. There's less time. But two, so I like that Bobby is right next to the race. There's 3 guys that are really going out, and then Bobby, he can see them. He's right there. So, and that's going to be good for him. Again, he's a racer. If he can see the race, he's going to pace himself off of that. B, these guys are all 400 specialists, right? Sam Short won the 400. Ahmed Hafnaoui, defending Olympic champ, also went 340 in the 400. Lucas Martins is a 341 400 freestyler. I think he won bronze. He did win bronze in the 400. So they've all got going out speed. Bobby has no speed except on his last 50. He's not a front end guy. He's a back end guy. So I think we're going to see him at least catch up a bit, if not all the way, to them as this race goes on.
Sam Short,
he knows how to pace this race.
Sam Short flipped at 347 at the 400. When you've got a 340, when you got a 340 in the tank, how does it feel to flip at 347? You know, you're with that kind of conditioning. It's like I'm gonna flip at 347 at the halfway point in 800 meter. It's great conditioning.
Let's get. I think 347 might be Bobby Fink's best time in the 400 free.
Oh, they are
all right. What's up, Josh?
Good morning, guys. Good to see you, Bobby.
Fink's in the race. He's holding on, but it looks like these 3 guys have really asserted themselves as the guys in this race going into 500 meters. Okay, but now Fink is only 1.4 seconds behind, so we can see he's already he's making a move. And Dan Whiffen in lane 6 is also kind of hanging on there. He's been running a solid 5th.
If I'm Fink and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to hang on, be in position, and then sprint in for that last 50, I would be fearful of Sam Short. Sam Short's got speed, and of course, you should always be. If everyone in this heat is dangerous. I also wonder about this. You know, when you come off an Olympic Games and when you swept the 800, 1500. There's something
Fink's he's coming. He is making a move.
I see it, but this is what I think. I think when you win, you tell yourself in the aftermath of that, in those next 2 to 3 years, oh, I'm training hard, and you are training hard, but it's not quite the same. you're at 90% and you're not fully grinding. And I think that happens to a lot of Olympic champions.
That might make sense if he hadn't gone 2 best times last season.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
No,
and he's catching the field right now. I mean, he's running him down, buddy.
It's not that. It's a marathon, man. It's a marathon. You can do that in a down year in the middle of a quad, but can you keep coming back and doing it? Particularly in the last 2 years, like the world champs and then the Olympic game, the follow-up Olympics. I think it's tough.
Well, this is the test. They're flipping right now. He's less than a second behind the leader. Bobby is in position. He is in position, but you're right. These guys do have speed. So now we're seeing Sam Short assert himself a little bit ahead of Ahmed and Lucas Martins. Bobby's running 4th currently.
That's a lot of ground to make up.
He's 1.2 behind Sam Short. So it looks like Fink is catching Martins. Oh, and now Ahmed Hafnaoui has a huge surge in the last 50.
Hafnaoui is cranking. Look at him. He is flying.
Oh, my God. Hafnaoui all the way. Fink, it looks like Fink's going to get 3rd. So it is Hafnaoui, Sam Short, and Fink in for bronze. Whoo!
Yeah.
737
Fink has inspired. I think Fink has inspired a generation to have a great last 50. So these guys know what to do.
No kidding. I mean, but the crazy thing is that they went out so fast. I mean, they were flying
Fink broke his American record.
Oh, nice. Good for Fink.
Best time.
PB.
So
when your PB isn't good enough,
I mean, the guy's gotten
how
smarter.
do you feel?
When your PB isn't good enough, you get motivated. I think this is what what you want to see. Yeah, and 1 year out from Paris.
Yeah,
you know what? Before the Olympics, everyone in Team USA was saying, "God, we as a nation, we've really gone soft. We're seeing the crumbling of an empire, and you can see it in the distance freestyle." And Fink was the savior. He was the second coming of the distance events, and but yeah, he has inspired. I think Josh is absolutely correct. He's inspired a lot of great swims.
Coaches.
We got Coleman.
That guy has great technique.
Coleman, you stay pretty close with Ray Luz. Ray Luz is a contemporary of Josh and I. What's going on training wise with Hafnaoui up at Indiana?
I mean, you can pop over to our YouTube set and watch a mile workout that Ahmed Hafnaoui did at Indiana with his training partner, Marwan Al-Kamesh. So there's the times, just real quick. 7:37.00 for Hafnaoui, Sam Short 7:37.76, and Fink was 7:38, new American record. Hafnaoui trains in the distance lane. It's basically Indiana's version of Mark Schubert's The Animal Lane, and he when I was there, I was like, "What's your favorite?" Indiana, and as most college programs do, it's like Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this. I'm like, "What's your favorite day of the week?" And he was like, "I like Challenge Wednesday because we do a crazy 8,000 to 10,000 yard set that's like really challenging and pushes you mentally, and I love the challenge of it." And that's we're seeing that pay off. He was 2 100ths away from a world title in the 400 free. He just won the 800 free against the guy who beat him in the 400 free. His last 50, he was like, "No, dude, I'm winning this." And it seems like his mile might be pretty good too.
I think Ray Luz is among the top 5 best coaches on earth, and what he's done at Indiana, making, bringing Indiana back to its power and full fame that it had in the 1960s and 70s. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. To keep the sprinters, breaststrokers, distance people all in a great place for this long is really impressive.
In terms of intelligence and education, Ray Lewis is probably also the smartest coach on earth. He's actually got the credentials. This is a smart guy. I was very surprised that he became a coach. He could have done many other things.
No, it's true. We trained together in '92 for the '92 Olympics in Texas when he got his master's in Texas, and he was just so smart, such a hard worker. That was 30 years ago. So he's real smart now.
Hofnaui won with a 7:37.00. The world record in the 800 free is 7:32.1.
Was that with the suit?
That was with the suit.
I was with the suit. I was there, man. I was there. That was a great World Championships in 2009. Was it 2009 World Championships?
Yeah. Did you go?
I did go. And it was in Rome, and in the stands, everyone was in like bathing suits, bikinis, and it was like a big party. And every single if someone fell in the water, it's a world record.
They were going to do a world record.
It was so exciting. And then at a certain point, it got weird. It was like every time someone would try, they would swim, and people would go, "Yeah, wow, another world record."
Yeah, I thought it was funny when we saw 3 world records in this first day of World Champs, and people were like, "This is one of the greatest sessions of swimming ever." It's like, you gotta watch more swimming, buddy. It's like there have been sessions where 7 world records have been broken. It's like it was a great way to start a World Championships, but you gotta know your history a little bit.
So
go ahead.
We're coming up in
Bobby. Bobby just did a great. Bobby just did a great interview, and the women's 200 free's coming up. It's gonna be a good one.
I think the story right here is that's why I want to talk about Summer a little bit after I think everyone was predicting a world record for Summer McIntosh, and then the question was how was she that might have been a disappointing swim in the 400-meter free, but it seems like she's recovered, and she's in a good position here in the 200-meter free. What are your thoughts on her in the 200 free?
I think the 400 free was absolutely her highest pressure event. It was the first event of the meet, and it was the one that had the biggest competition in it. I think the rest of the meet, I think she probably got freaked out a little bit. Then the nerves got to her in that race particularly. I think the rest of the meet, she's going to be able to swim a little freer. And especially in the 200s, just go out and have a little more fun just because they're shorter. But, the 200 free, it's like she's kind of expected to win, but it's not like she's the world record holder. So she can kind of just go out and hopefully just swim. But they're in the water.
I'm cheering for Siobhan or Bella. Siobhan or Bella?
I'm cheering for Siobhan because she's on my fantasy team. And I'm cheering for Bella because I want Team USA to win a medal.
This is a great opportunity for Coleman to brag about how he's doing on his fantasy team.
Through 3 days of competition, winner of the Swim Swam fantasy draft. Of course, it's an 8-day meet, but
is that cheating? Are you allowed to
all 3 days? Well, it's not the pick'em. There's the pick'em, which we are allowed to participate in. We just can't win prizes. But then we did like 5 Swim Swam riders did a fantasy draft. Where we'll pick people from the meet and then like score how they do.
Titmus in control of this. She was out at world record pace.
Yeah, Titmus could break the world record. But Summer,
she means business.
Looks like she's coming on. So it's for me, it's Summer, Molly, Siobhan, Ari's obviously in the lead. Let's see if she's under world record pace. 0.38 under world record pace. I would love to see 152. Okay, Molly O is now coming on strong. We know she's got that back half. I wonder if she's going to do it. Siobhan maybe getting in there for a medal.
Wow.
It looks like Summer and Siobhan are fighting for bronze. Oh my God. Is it going to happen?
Wow. 152.85.
World record.
Molly?
152.8 world record for Molly O.
Look at that.
Oh, I think Ari went 153.01. I think Ari was silver for 153.01. Summer, new world junior. Summer's a new world junior.
Did Molly get the record?
Yeah. 152.85 world record.
Wow. Molly is awesome. Because wasn't the rumor that Frederica had 2 super suits when she broke that record?
I heard that too.
Didn't Frederica 2 super suits?
Well, everyone was double suiting, weren't they?
Yeah, a lot of swimmers are double suiting, and we got into a weird place. That's a big flex swim. That's an extraordinary swim, but it makes me think about swimming Australia. Swimming Australia is just in beast mode right now.
They are. I mean, and Molly O is kind of the highlight of that.
She is officially a superstar. Wow. 2 world records in 1 week for Molly O.
No kidding. And there could be more. I mean, she's just been so great. And then last year to not have the swim that she wanted in the 200 free and to lose the world title to Yang Jun Xuan. And the winning time be 155, I think. Yeah, that's a great swim.
You know, when I was watching her,
she trained with Ari, with Coach Dean.
I think she does. I believe so.
I'm going to ask Josh a question. And in terms, did you see Molly Stroke? When I'm watching Molly Stroke, she just popped off the world record, 152.85. But she's stroking, and she seems like her stroke is short. It doesn't seem like she's big and wide. And if I just had to look at her stroke in a snapshot and did not see her competing against the world's best, I wouldn't guess that that's going to be a 152. Is it something you noticed when she was swimming?
What they got to do if they're getting the full reach, but then they're getting right into the stroke with their high elbow, so their turnover is pretty high, relatively high. So there's not a lot of gliding, and that's what you got to do. You got to have that turnover. So I call it, in simple terms, it's grab more, spin more, grab more, spin more. So that's the journey of a swimmer. How do I grab more, but how do I spin my arms more? And these Australian girls, they've got the high elbow, they've got the great grab, but they have a very good turnover too. Grab more, spin more is the constant tension that we're on in the swimming journey, and the Aussie girls are finding it.
And she says, so this is the second world record. We're going to see it. That's a third world record. I'm not saying that 4x2 is a lock for the world record, but it's looking like a lock.
They're intimidated. They've intimidated everybody. It's going to take something special to beat them.
Yeah, but we always think they're going to be on, and sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are. We'll see.
No.
I think there's a lot more wiggle room in that relay than the 4x1.
Oh yeah,
her stroke.
I'm watching the slow-mo replay. Her stroke looks as good on the last lap as it did on the first lap. She really finished well.
So she was out 55.9, back 56.9.
You know, so, I wonder if Ari wasn't the bunny rabbit and was just 0.3 slower on the first 100, if she would have had the gas like Molly on that last 20 meters. I'm just curious, because Summer played. I mean, Ari played the rabbit.
Well, and that's how Ari usually swims. She usually goes out pretty quick, or that's how she has kind of progress through her career. I think like the first time she beat Katie Ledecky was the rabbit, and then Ari kind of caught her on the back end. But I think she's moved more and more towards going out. She was out in the 400. But Molly O is such a back half swimmer. And I mean, you can see that her last 350s were 9.0, 8.8, and 8.1.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Before we start this first semi of the men's 100 free, where did Bella go? What was Bella's swim right there?
156.00.
Gotcha.
Wow.
That's her first 200 free final. She added a little from semis, but you know, 6th in the world for an 18-year-old. It's not bad.
Yeah. No, it's good experience for Bella. Did she pick a college yet?
Well, she's committed to Florida. We don't know if she's going there in the fall or if she's redshirting and staying with Ron.
It's a tough call, man. I think I might stay with Ron. I wouldn't change it up.
I would probably stay with Ron.
I don't know if I'd change up my training right before the Olympic Games. Not if I'm on the trajectory of success she's on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might take that gap year. But, you know, her and her family know what's best for her.
Jordan Crooks, go Vols!
Jordan Crooks had a great swim this morning, 47.7. I'm so excited. He's such a nice young man.
Wow.
I'm
and
really
he's a great guy.
Glad he had a great swim like that. Yeah. We
gotta reach out to Matt Kretich. I don't know if he's at the Pro Championships in California, but we got to reach out. Coleman came in this morning before we went on live. He's like, Mel, you reach out to Coach Kretich? And I'm like, did you? And he's like, I didn't. That's on me. I'll reach out to him, see if he can come on. I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to see Jordan in the final.
Yeah.
We'll see. So Jack Alexi had a great swim this morning, 47.6. He's second seed in these semis.
Really good.
Yeah. So his double taper seems to be working, and he stepped up when he's swimming right next to David Popovich. I'm really curious to see how Mr. Popovich bounces back after. Oh my God. Did Jack Alexi like miss his start or something? Maybe everyone else just is way better at underwaters.
No, that was that he's too far behind. That's too much of a deficit. Whoa!
So he's in third right now.
Yeah, I thought Jack was in.
So Crooks has that speed. He's out, and he's looking good. So now we're going to see Popovich come on. We're going to see Maxime Grousset come on. Jack Alexi looks like he's trying to get up there.
Who's up in the?
Who's up outside smoke?
Nandor Nemeth of Hungary.
Wow.
So he's 47.6.
Uh-oh. Alexi's not in it.
Alexi was fifth in that heat. Did you see what happened with his start? Because it looked like on the first 15, he was a body length behind.
Guys, I got to get ready for practice.
All right, Josh. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. Yep, have a good one.
We'll see you, buddy.
See you later.
See you, Josh.
What did Crooks touch at?
They haven't showed the times yet. They're getting there. So yeah, it looks like Alexi slipped off the start or something. Either that or just everyone else is way better at underwaters.
Oh no, that look at him. He's a body length. Yeah, he's a body length off on the start. He's at their knees. That's tough. That's something went wrong on that start. And he made up the deficit by the 50. You know, he's back with the field, but it's not enough.
Yeah, he obviously tried to make up for it a little bit and then paid for it those last 5 or 10 meters. But I mean, he had a solid swim. Regardless, he was fifth. I think he was right around 48.0.
You know what? If you're going to have a mistake like that, that's real. I mean, imagine doing that in an Olympic final. That would haunt you.
Yeah.
That would haunt you for a lifetime. Doing it here, something's going to go wrong. It's a good time for it to happen.
It's a growing pains meet. So yeah, he was 48.06. And then the rest of the other 4 guys ahead of him were 47.6 to 47.8. There's a chance he sneaks in, but it's there's probably going to be 4 guys ahead of him in the next heat.
I don't think so. I think that's a prayer. That's a prayer to the swimming god that ain't going to be heard.
It is a prayer, and we've seen crazier things.
So walking
48.
Yeah.
Mel, imagine 48.0 making the 100 free final. That's not crazy.
It's just disappointing.
It is disappointing, but crazier things have happened. That was a slow semi. We'll see if there's more speed in this one, but it might not be. 100 free, the 100 free on international stages gets weird. A lot of the times it's slower than you think it might be, except when Caleb Dressel and Kyle Chalmers are swimming together.
I'm being so judgmental about the 100 free, but I can't sprint to save my life. I'd have to put on fins and wear a double super suit to even look at cracking 50 seconds. So this is definitely armchair quarterback poser telling you how disappointed I'll see if it's a 48 flat, sneaks into a final.
Well, and so let me eat my just desserts. There's a lot more speed in this heat. It looks very fathomable that 4 guys are going 47 plus here. So we'll see. I mean, I think you can count on Kyle Chalmers and Matt Richards at the very least. They're going to throw down. I have faith Josh Liendo's gonna be quick, and China's been having a great meet. Pan Zan Lee looks in pretty good form. So
on the men's side, who was the big story? We have to say it's Leon Marchand, right? But Matt Richards is one of these stories. How tall is he?
He's probably like Heilman height, like 6 foot.
Not a big dominant guy.
Not a dominant guy. I don't think we can call Matt Richards the story until the 100 free final finishes. I mean, that was a great 200 free, but
is Liendo
he's not the story yet.
Oh,
Liendo's usually out pretty quick.
He looks good, buddy.
He was out first at the 50 in the final last year and got 4th. So let's see. We've got Liendo, Chalmers, Richards, Pan Zan Lee. They're all kind of lining up. Alessandro Moressi's in there too. Oh, Liendo's fading. So 47.4 for Richards. That's a great swim. Chalmers is in second. I think Pan was third. They're not going to show us the time for another 5 minutes because they hate us.
Yeah, I don't. That is something I do not like about the Peacock telecast. It's like give us the graphic, keep it up in a box.
Seriously,
it's like we don't want to educate people on swimming. We just want to talk about. So Richards, when he touched the wall, I'm always looking at their expressions. It's like, how are they reacting? And he looks chill. He looks so in control. This looks like somebody who's conditioned and
Tim
ready.
Chang saying Alexi's 8th. Sorry.
Okay.
He said Tim Chang is saying Alexi's 8th.
Well, you know what? The swimming gods heard his prayer. And
we got results up. Alexi's 8th. Alexi's 8th, baby. Wow. So this was actually a slower heat. there were a lot of 48s. Stuff gets weird in international 100 free fields. So it's Matt Richards, Kyle Chalmers, Panzan Lee, Nandor Nemeth, David Popovich, Jordan Crooks, Maxime Grousset, Jack Alexey. That's really interesting.
Richards touched 47. And to me, it looked like he touched flat. He didn't touch here. He touched flat, and he spun around, and he gave me that face of like, I'm 100% in control of this. Makes me think that he could easily get 47 low.
I'm not betting against King Kyle.
True. Yeah, because he's so dominant in the last 25.
I mean, Matt Richards is on one, and I'm sure he could win this event, but freaking Kyle Chalmers, like, come on. Oh, and we got our next guest. We got Will Glass. What's up, Will?
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy, you look good.
Thanks, man. I'm near your house right now.
Oh,
I'm over at Madrone Coffee. Do you ever come here? Have either of y'all ever been here before?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a super cool spot. The building is awesome. It's like one of those
Which
retro.
place is this? Madrone?
Madrone. It's off of 290 if you're headed towards the Y.
Oh, nice. I gotta go
Yeah.
there.
It's one of those old school buildings that has been around probably since the 1800s that they turned into a coffee shop. And they're not open yet, so I'm just sitting outside.
It's great.
I haven't
Nice.
watched any of the meet yet this morning, so catch me up.
Let's see. Men's 800 free. Ahmed Hafnaoui was 737.0 for the gold.
Nice.
Sam Short was right behind him for silver, so they kind of flip-flopped from the 400 free. And then Bobby Fink got in there for third.
Right on.
So he's keeping his medal streak in that event alive. Molly O'Callaghan of Australia, world record in the women's 200 freestyle, 152.85.
Nice.
Ariarne Titmus was behind her for silver. Summer McIntosh got in there for bronze. And then we just saw the men's 100 free semi where Matt Richards is 47.4, top seed. Jack Alexey on a terrible start snuck in for 8th somehow.
Right. Yeah, I just saw that.
So
pull
he's
up
in
on
the
the
final.
live stream.
Commenter says, MS Justin says Will Glass of the 5 Texas man 100 fly fame. It's actually 6 Texas man 100 fly fame. Got to correct you there. Six men up in the 100 fly at the 2015 NCAA final. Will Glass
That was
is
a good
one
time.
of
That was a good time. Is half? I might pronounce his name wrong. Hafnaoui?
Yeah,
Is he
that's
swimming?
right.
Is he swimming at Indiana this year?
I believe he is.
Okay, awesome. That's
Yeah.
going to be incredible to watch him at NCs.
It will be. I'm super excited. He has been training at Indiana for the last year, and I think he just needed to get caught up academically to catch up on NCAAs. We just saw the first 50 back semi. Kaylee McEwen won. Kylie Moss was second. No big.
Kayla McEwen, 27-26. Turning it in, swimming easy.
It's a good swim.
Yeah, it's a good swim.
Yeah.
Are you? Will, do you have a stream? Are you streaming on?
I'm watching on Peacock on my laptop, but I'm gonna try pulling it up on my phone because Peacock doesn't seem like it's treating me that well right now. Let me see if I can pull it up here. But you can hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Cool. Do y'all watch it on Peacock? I don't even know if there's another way to watch it.
You're on the Peacock. We're on the Peacock, buddy.
Awesome. $6 a month to watch a swim meet.
It's pretty good, but yeah, it's actually
It's not bad.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, I can do that. $6 for a swim meet is how much I want to pay.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some streamers that want to charge a lot of money for you to watch Olympic sports, a lot, and it's like that doesn't feel right.
No. So that was kind of a slow 50 back heat. There was only 2 swimmers under 27.5. We'll see if there's a little more speed in this one. We've got a commenter who's nervous for Reagan Smith, who has the 50 back semi right before the 200 fly semi. I'm also nervous for that, but it's a 50. She's got a little bit of time. I'm not saying she'll be bad. I'm just nervous.
She was I think we were worried because she was a 210, right? And she's like 15th in the 200 fly. My feeling is that it's just a sleepy prelim, and we're gonna see her. She's gonna put up a good swim here. I think in terms of popping off 50 back and then 200 fly, that's nothing for her.
We've seen her do doubles before. The only concern is that it's 2 different energy systems, right? It's like your sprint and then you have to do a 200 versus like we've seen her do doubles before where she does like a 200 and then a 200, or even like a 200 then a 100, or vice versa. A 50 on the world stage, you have to go fast. Like going a 27.2 and a 50 backstroke is like, that's almost a world record. Like that's quick.
I would much rather pop off a 50 sprint nitro race and then do a 200 fly than to say do another 200. Two 200s would kill you. 100 meters feels more taxing. I know it's 2 completely different energy systems, but maybe I just don't respect the 50 strokes. I think it's like, it's easy.
It's just a 50. You got to swim.
It's just a 50.
It's just a 50.
Just a 50.
Only sprinters complain about 50s.
You blink and it's over. Was that really hard?
Yeah.
What did you do? Was it tired? Was it hard for you to blink? Yeah, let's go pop off a couple miles, buddy.
The only reason I'm nervous is because the 200 flies second. So tomorrow, if she makes both finals, the 200 flies first, and then it's the 50 back, and then it's like, yeah, that's fine. But we'll see. I'll stop talking about it. They're in the water now.
Yeah. I've got a good stream because I pulled it up on my phone, and y'all are on my laptop, so it's working.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Well, she looks good in this 50 pack.
She does.
That is for sure. Holy moly, 27.1. That's fast. She doesn't look out of breath, so that's good.
Damn.
Lauren Cox from Britain is second. Go ahead, Mel. Sorry.
So this is my prediction. She just popped off a 27.10. She's top seed in the 50 back, and now she's going to turn around and do a 207. I think she's going to go 207, 208 and be fine. 207, get 207 solid swim.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. If not, I'll start eating my hat. I'll eat Will's hat. Will drive it over here to my house. And
I'll do that. Yeah. Breakfast.
What kind of lid you got on there, Will? I just see the brim.
Oh, I just had these made for some friends, and they ended up selling all right. It's Tejas. It's Tejas. So it's just a spin on Texas. It's pretty simple.
You are an entrepreneur.
In different colors.
That's a great hat. Where can we buy one of these? Maybe I need a Tejas hat.
I'll send you the link. You can buy them. We're coming out with a website soon. I've been working with some other guys that swim at UT, and got all the pictures done and whatnot. So.
We got a little bit of time. Let's just catch everybody up. Anybody who doesn't know it, you're deep in the community of swimmers working with. There's a deep alumni of Texas swimmers in the Austin area. And you're the brewmaster at Nine Banded Whiskey? Is that correct?
I would technically be the lead distiller, and so master blender, lead distiller. And what we do on a day-to-day basis is create really good bourbon and ship it. We're in 10 states, so not everywhere in the United States, but a lot of the states. And we've been doing that since 2016, and it's grown a lot. We're looking forward to keeping it growing and working in the swim community as much as we can. We've talked a little bit with USA Swimming to how we can sponsor golden goggles at the end of the year, and it's a fun job. So I'm at the coffee shop right now. After this, we'll go to the distillery. Got back-to-back meetings, and then after that, I'm flying to Irvine to coach the UT guys out there
for the Pro Championships.
Yeah. Oh, there's Carson right next to.
I was gonna say,
there's
one of your swimmers right now.
Yeah. Are they showing Carson and Leon on your screen, or they just ended?
They just ended it for me. I've got like a soccer ad going on right now.
There you go.
Yeah. You have to go through the ads and then refresh as soon as you come out of the ads to make sure you're caught up.
Got it. Yeah, now I'm on the ad.
Yeah. Just to keep everyone up to date who's not watching on Peacock, there's a swim off required in the women's 50 back for that 8th place spot in the final. It is, let me pull it up real quick. It's not between Americans. Reagan and Catherine are both safely in. It is between two Chinese swimmers, Wang Zhuir and Wan Litian. So wow, that's crazy. I wonder if they'll probably swim it off anyway. But yeah, both Americans safely into that final. So we'll see both of them tomorrow.
There we go.
And now we've got the men's 800 medal ceremony. So one thing that Mel didn't bring up is that Nine Banded Whiskey is owned by or was started by a former swimmer.
Well, at UT. Yeah.
At UT.
Sean Foley.
Yeah, Sean Foley. Sean Foley. Shout out Sean Foley.
Sean Foley.
He's probably not watching this right now. Sean graduated in 2001, 2002, sometime around there. And what's unique is he, like myself, he also won 3 national championships during his tenure under Eddie Reese. And so when I got out of school, I started working with him, and we had this crazy connection, but we were a decade and a half apart. And yeah, he's helped me out a ton since I graduated. It's all about who you know and the network you created, and swimming helps that a lot.
Sean's a pretty smart guy and connected. Sean was Sean had a long career. He worked with Phelps' manager at Octagon, so he was in the Michael Phelps management hub and did a lot of creative things working with Phelps. And that was one of the jobs he had before he became an entrepreneur and went out on his own.
Yeah. He's done some cool stuff. He worked in Italy for doing marketing for AC Roma for a little bit, a while. Now does things in the Austin area.
That's super cool. Wasn't he in like a commercial or something? Wasn't he Michael Phelps' stunt double?
He did. It was probably Mel probably knows this better than me. 2008 Olympic commercial when they were swimming through the ocean. They were acting like they were swimming overseas, and that was actually Sean. It wasn't really Michael swimming through the water.
He did, so he was stunt double. He really did some interesting creative stuff, and there were some Disney swimming clinics that were really unique and never quite done like that. Of course, it was with Phelps, but Sean was the architect behind everything they did, and the nuances and the details of it were the best I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always been supportive of swim and cares about it. So it's near and dear to his heart.
Yeah.
Where are we right now? What are we watching?
I'm on a commercial.
I'm watching Phelps in the 200 fly.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
They're hyping him up.
His first world record in Fukuoka.
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, 2001. The 154.
Wow.
154.5 or 154.4. And we're, of course, they're on camera. They're going to be talking about Heilman.
I've heard he's had some good training out there. At least in camp, he was training pretty tough. This will be an interesting race. Yeah.
Good for him, man. Dude, 16 years old. It's just nuts.
He's showing up.
Yeah. Way to bring Phelps into the booth, NBC.
What is the stadium?
Pro move.
What is old?
Oh, that's a good
Or
question.
how many folks?
That stadium looks at that's 12 to 14,000. If you
Yeah.
can see if it goes all the way around.
Yeah.
But the real question that needs to be asked, Will, is how you feeling about Phelps with the top knot?
I was about to ask you. See, I'm more of like let it all out and just see where it goes from there. I'm not much of a man bun guy, but to each their own. I can't tell somebody no.
I feel we need to support Phelps and his expression, and I'm down with this top knot. I'm hoping that like by next year that it's going to be like this. It's going to be this. He's going to have a big, a grapefruit on top of his head.
Yeah, he's going for it. That's what matters.
I think yeah.
Let's go,
Carson. I like it cropped. It looks good.
Yeah, the beard complements that quite well.
It does.
He must have a good hairstylist.
He can afford it. Phelps can afford it. Phelps can afford it. Me, absolutely. I'm just going to Floyd's barber. They give you a little back. They give you a little back massage. They shave your neck. They do the thing.
Yeah.
Are you Floyd's? Or are you guys?
No, I go to a beauty salon, dude. I got to get it done properly.
Same.
These locks don't come easy. It's taking years of work.
Dude,
where do you go, Will? What's it called?
I actually go to one of our master swimmers at Rollingwood, David Kosivka. He swims at UT Masters, but also Rollingwood Masters sometimes. And
okay,
I don't know the name of it. It's on West 6th Street.
Nice.
Rollingwood Masters, perhaps for the most Olympic athletes in one Masters practice. Depending on the day of any Masters practice in America, let's be honest.
Yeah,
it's a decorated bunch. Sometimes I feel a little out of place with how many like underwater dolphin kickers there are there.
Right.
Let me just bring it back to Hunter Flying Heilman real quickly. I didn't want to put pressure on Heilman. 16 years old. Anything he does here has been a huge successful year, especially heading into the Olympic trials year. He's 154.
5.
Still his best times from trials 154.4. What is he going to go here? Are we going to pop off a best time? I think so. I think so. I think we're going to see a PB.
What do you think Leon goes? I'm not familiar with Leon. I'm not familiar with this 2-fly long course.
Yeah,
he was 153.
He was 153 low last year for silver, but that was, like riding Milok's 3-second wave, or 2.5-second wave. But I mean, I think he can absolutely go 152, especially after going 4:02.5 in the 4IM. Like he can absolutely do that, I think. And we'll kind of see. But I think 152 wins, this heat. If anyone goes 152, they're winning.
I think Carson's going to go 152.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
152 is rare air. That's
and I don't think we've mentioned this, but Will Glass is the volunteer coach at Texas. You mentioned you're going to Irvine.
Yeah,
he's seen Carson in practice a few times.
I have. He needs a win under his belt. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I would love to see that.
Are you nervous, Will? Are you all right, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. I just get super excited about this stuff, especially at 6:50 in the morning. I would rather be doing nothing else.
No kidding. I'm ready.
Well, thanks for coming on and watching this with us. I'm
glad I get to hang out with my friends. Yeah.
Carson, I will say this: Carson's in a Mizuno. That matters.
Good compression with the Mizuno.
Yeah.
Wow. All pretty similar on that reaction time.
Yeah, y'all are a little ahead of me. So.
What a gorgeous stroke! What a gorgeous event! Only from the mind of God would something so beautiful be created.
All right. I mean, so everyone's playing this safe.
Who's out at top? Who's in the top line? Yeah, I'm behind y'all. They're just now finishing the first 50.
Okay. We're at about the 75 right now.
Okay.
Bottom of the screen, we have Heilman laying down here in lane 1.
Top of the screen. So Leon's first. Oh,
yeah.
Leon's first at the 100.
He's out quick.
Yeah. Carson's at his hip. He looks good. Leon looks to be extending. So Honda out in lane 2 is a factor for sure. And I'm wondering if we're going to see him start to make a move. He's in 3rd right now. All right, so Leon has a solid lead at the 150. Honda's coming on. He's a little bit ahead of Carson at the 150.
Come on, Carson.
Oh, is that Heilman coming?
It is. He closed. He closes in the last 15 meters.
Is Heilman gonna get silver?
It's high. I mean, he could put his hand on the wall. Whoa, what is going on here?
So there's a lot happening for the medals. Oh. So Leon for the win. Honda was 3rd. The Polish guy Chmielewski was 2nd for silver.
Oh man. Oh.
And I think Heilman just missed a medal.
Yeah.
Which is great. 152.4 for Leon.
For Leon, that's good.
Oh. Yeah.
You were spot on there. Someone was spot on there.
I said that's what it's going to take. That's a solid swim. It makes. Yeah, I guess we're all wondering what he's going to. Does he have speed? Is he going to pop off in the 200 IM and break the world record? Everyone's hoping he's going to threaten that time, the 154 flat. But I'd like to see the results. I'd like to see what Heilman did. I'd like to see what Carson did.
Yeah, Carson looked like he added some time.
Yeah. So now the question is how are Leon and Carson going to react in this 2 IM semi?
Yeah.
Obviously, I hope very well.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Still no times yet.
Still no times yet. NBC loves doing this to us.
God, there's so much stress and strain. I think it looks like Heilman absolutely did a PB. What's Carson's PB in the 200 fly?
53.6,
53.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's right on with him. He got his 153.8. That's good in the semi. It's just so weird without Christoph Milak in the race.
Yeah, it's hard to compare it.
Yeah, it's that's that 150. But when I heard when he went that 150, I basically called up a bunch of 200 flyers and said, "Hey, I just figured out you're really slow." Ooh, oh my God!
Heilman was 4th at 153.8.
Heilman,
Carson was 54.7.
156. I was 16. I go on 153.8. He just
incredible, man. Yeah,
he just shaved 6/10 from trials.
Whew.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa.
Good for him. That'll give him some competitive advantage for next year.
Does he have his license yet?
Did
Mama take him out and teach him how to drive yet?
God. He has a license to swim.
He has a license to kick ass, Mel. No, it's 153.82. I mean, let's put this in context. Nobody wants to make any comparisons, so we're not going to make that comparison. But God, this really puts him in great standing. 17 at trials. This kid could. His trajectory is extraordinary. We could see an extraordinary. This is an extraordinary moment right now. That's a great swim. You got to give it the credit it deserves. He almost got on the podium, but
Bob Heilman.
Yeah,
Good job, Carson.
Phelps. This is a Phelps-approved race. Did you see that?
He's loving that. He's loving that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost like more excited that Heilman didn't get on the podium because hopefully, that just keeps the carrot dangling for next year.
Absolutely.
It's like he was right there because it's already such a good swim.
Such a coach,
such a good experience. Yeah, it's like, this commenter saying he reminds me of the hype around Luka a few years ago. It's like I don't want him to feel that going into next year.
True.
Right.
True.
Like we don't want to hype him up too much.
Absolutely.
But that's a great swim.
Yeah. Wow.
Sheesh.
All right, boys. I gotta get to a few meetings.
Go do your meetings.
Have fun, Will.
Head out to Irvine. Thanks for having me. It was good talking to y'all. Drink 9 Bandit whiskey if you find it for any of our listeners.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Have a great
Travel
day.
safe.
I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks, man.
See ya. Wow, that's a good swim. We've still got half of an event schedule left.
And we have, so it's we're sitting here talking about our Team USA 16-year-old, which is nice. But Leon Marchand, that's a great swim. He's popping off a great World Championships. And what does that swim mean for the 200 IM?
Well, first and foremost, it means that he just won a gold medal for Team Coleman in the Swim Swam Fantasy Draft. So, way to pull your weight, Leon. Second of all, I think that's about where Leon would be. The 200 fly long course is obviously like not his best event. So 152.4, it's a great swim for him. 200 IM, I think he goes 154.3-1. I don't think he breaks the world record. I think he gets close.
Okay.
I think he comes within half a second.
I just so you know, I reached out to I gotta start text. I sent an email to Ryan to check in with him, but I got to text him and check in with him.
Ryan who?
Ryan Lochte. Oh yeah, Ryan. Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. It's his record on the
Ryans.
Who knew that Phelps's records would all be eclipsed and Ryan Lochte's records would still be existing? And I think that's a good flex for him. But he's
and the funniest thing is that Phelps was almost beat Ryan in that race, but didn't.
But did not. And so anyway, we'll see if we can get Ryan Lochte on as we near the 200 IM final.
Like that race was this close to being a Michael Phelps world record.
I think it's so. Lochte was 154 flat, and I think Phelps is a 154.16.
That's correct. Yes. Okay. Men's 50 breast finals in the water. Sorry, y'all. Nick Fink looking good out in lane 7. Ken Hai Young absolutely looks like he's going to win, but Fink looks good coming into the finish. Let's see what we got here. We got Hai Young in first, Fink for silver. And who is the Chinese swimmer for third, whose name is Sun Jia Jun. Sun Jia Jun for third. Ken Hai Young wins in 26:29. So about a 10th off from what he was in semis, I think. Nick Fink's happy. He got a silver medal. Way to go, buddy.
Fink is Fink is living his best life.
He really is.
In the autumn of my career, I am the most happy. So if I'm Adam Peaty and I'm sitting here because Petey's out there watching, Petey's kicked back, he's chilling, he's looking cool, probably sipping some but what's he thinking? What's going through his mind? Is this this has to be intimidating.
No, I mean, this isn't the 50 breast isn't an Olympic event, and we all know that PD cares about the Olympics. That's his focus. B, you know, this specifically isn't. I mean, Kin Hai Young maybe generally yes, but you know, Kin Hai Young adds 0.09 from his semi swim, which we see that happen a lot in the 50 breast. People are a lot more relaxed in the semis than they are in the finals, and therefore they end up going a little slower in the final because they're trying to get their hand on the wall. But you know, he was 57.2 in the 100 breast. No, I'm sorry, 57.69 in the 100 breast. PD can absolutely be back to that form, a 57 mid. You know, that's still over half a second off of his PB. And hopefully this is motivation. The reality is we've kind of seen Adam PD flip-flop a lot over the last couple of years. I don't think he even knows where he is mentally, let alone we know where he is mentally. And so it's hard to say where he's going to be and if swimming is even the right call for him. You know, it's like I hope he's taking a good long break and kind of taking some time to kick back. But if I'm Adam Peaty, someone going 57.6 doesn't scare me too much.
Well, my point was he would be watching this race for intelligence, and if you're not, he's got at least one eye on it and one eye on this on this swimmer.
Sure.
And you're watching the 50 to see what happens when you put it in fifth gear and go flat out. Because it's that's my point. It is what it is. I'm on a commercial right now.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, but the dude went slower today than he did yesterday. You know,
the dude.
That's my point.
The dude.
Kin Hai Young. That's his name.
Are you eating breakfast?
Yeah. Overnight oats.
Overnight oats. I remember when Lydia Jacoby would come on at the last year during World Champs, and was she eating breakfast? I forget what she was eating.
Yeah, because I think she had just finished practice. I don't remember what she was eating though.
It was pretty nice of her to show up and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna show up and eat my meal." I enjoyed that. It was cool.
Yeah. So we're getting replays of Molly O'Callaghan breaking that world record in the women's 200 free. If you missed it, Molly O'Callaghan 152.85 in 200 freestyle, new world record.
Yeah, that's a good. That's. I'm wondering.
Oh, and NBC got to catch up with her. Kira Dixon, who we had on the podcast a week or two ago. You can check that out. Got to interview Molly O about her new world record. That was a huge swim. Oh, it's okay. So we talked about this with Annie Laser yesterday. Molly O'Callaghan has 4 ear piercings, and they're all from here down. None of them are on the upper ear because it's gonna mess with your cap, or your cap would mess with them.
Your point is pro move.
That's the swimmer piercing look. So she's got other piercings on the other side of her ear that go a little higher up. But what I'm seeing is that she's got swimmer piercings. I had no idea that was a thing. So Summer McIntosh wins a bronze medal. We're on the medal ceremony right now. New world junior record. So she won a best time, 153.6.
And that's a to come back and do a PB after the 400 free. That says a lot about her character. And it's so difficult once you start off a meet and you have a bad swim to turn it around. Oftentimes we see if you've been on some teams, you see people just fold and their entire meet just eats it. And no, it's good to see that she can turn around and pop off a PB.
It hurts me just a little bit that Ariarne Titmus was 153.01 She's so close to 152.
That's
But she got silver, and Molly O'Callaghan gets in there for gold and world record. And this looks pretty dang good for Molly's 100 freestyle as well. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Mel. That's so great that Summer was able to get back up on this podium and go a best time. And, you know, we see this with swimmers too. Her 400s were obviously on and sharp at trials, at her Canadian trials, when she broke both 400 world records. Maybe this is a meet where she's just got a little more speed, you know, and her 200s are going to be a little bit better than her 400s are. So because she's still got 200 fly and 400 IM left on her agenda. All right. This medal ceremony is taking a long time, which I don't love because we've still got 4 more events left.
Yeah, it's a long time. I'm sitting here looking at our coverage of the world records on SwimSwam.
Of the world records?
So of this world record. Yeah, we have the Molly O'Callaghan face of the world record reaction, which is the standard world record reaction, which is what you should always be going for.
It is.
Look at him. He's a coaching god. He flew too close to the sun.
Dean Boxley. Yeah, so Dean is Molly O's coach. I know that was a question of Josh Davis earlier. Dean Boxall is Molly O'Callaghan's coach as well. So Molly and Ariarne just go head-to-head every single day. Probably not, but they train together is the point.
That doesn't always work out. Sometimes sometimes people overtrain. It hurts them. You have to have a really great coach to know what they're doing to pull that off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we heard about that with Bob Bowman's pro group when in circa 2014 we had Phelps and Connor Dwyer and Yannick Agnel and there's a few other Os Maluli. It was like you couldn't go hard every day because they would just gnaw at each other's necks until they were way too tired.
Oh no, it was brutal. They were killing each other in practice.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of stories around that time. The most legendary. That's where I wish that we could have like sets, competition sets, as a form of entertainment.
I would love that. Wait, so what's the most legendary story around that?
It was just the stories where they would do any kind of repeats that would be on a tight interval, and it would cycle down to something. People, they would descend to fast swims that were close to world record pace, and it was always that Yannick Agnel was definitely the most talented. Like Agnel could just crush everybody. And it was that Phelps was super smart, that Phelps was targeted, that Phelps was clearly working on specific things when he was training, but he would never tap into that fifth gear unless he needed it. And then he would just every so often tap into that fifth gear and tell everybody, yeah, I can crush you if I need to. So, it's the dynamic of training. It's like a symphony orchestra. There's so many instruments to be played.
Yeah. And like you said, as a head coach, you got to be a good conductor. And I think that was an important learning experience for Bob Bowman about how to manage group dynamics. And obviously he's got some group dynamics going on now at ASU with them getting second in NC2As on the men's side, and the huge pro group he has now. It seems like he's leaning a lot more on his assistant coaches and giving the athletes more autonomy. I really like how Bob Bowman has aged and his coaching trajectory. It's been a great thing to see.
This is so Bob currently has the highest concentration of talent probably on earth. I mean, you can make that's a strong argument right now. But back when he had Phelps and Yannick, and the list went so deep with Olympic champions and world record holders, that was the most concentration of just the thought of it, like going to practice, just sounds soul crushing. It was that was a unique situation.
Yeah, I totally agree. We got a commenter who pointed out the 15-16 nag in the 200 fly is now faster than the 17-18 nag, which is pretty, because Thomas Heilman broke it. That you're asking if that's happened before. It has. There has been instances where 15-16 nags have been faster than 17-18 nags. I don't know specifically, but as the person who is in charge of keeping records for all swim records, I know for a fact that it's happened before. 17-18 nag is still held by Phelps, right? Let me just double check that. I'm pulling up swim nag records right now. By the way, they're marching out the first semi for the women's 200-meter fly. We're finally off of a commercial break and off of medal ceremonies. 17-18 long course nag is Luca Orlando, 153.84, which is, again, as pointed out by this commenter, Thomas Heilman was 153.82. So the 15-16 nag is now 0.02 faster than the 17-18 nag held by Luca Orlando. That was that swim he did at the, it's not Chico. What pro swim is that? It's like, it's not Sacramento, but it's somewhere near Sacramento.
I remember.
No,
that.
I'm trying to keep these people entertained, and like you're on your phone.
Sorry, I am also in addition to being the custodial chief executive, I'm also the social media manager on certain things when it didn't happen fast enough. My apologies. You're dipping in. You guys are dipping on the inside of swim way too much.
What's the pro swim that was? It's not Sacramento, but it's like close to Sacramento.
It's Fresno. Was it Fresno?
It's some like suburby thing of Fresno. I forget what it's called.
I used to go there. It used to be at Nationals. I went to Nationals there in 1987, and it's like this. So it's this weird pool that everyone likes to go to. I won national championship there in 1987 when I was 17. So anyway, that's when Luca went to 153, and Phelps sent him a text message, and it's like it was but we haven't been back there in a while.
No, I mean that was the last time that meet happened, and that was in 2019, summer 2019. So that was, pre-pandemic.
You fly into Fresno to go to that meet.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, sorry, I forget the town, but it's Sacramento, Fresno, somewhere like. Sorry, not Sacramento. It's somewhere in the Fresno area. We've got heat 1 of the women's 200 semi in the water now, and I'm gonna be biased here, but no one I'm interested in is swimming in this heat. So we've got Elizabeth Deckers from Australia in lane 4. We've got Stevens from Britain in lane 5. It's just kind of a Laura Stevens. It's just a heat that I'm not super interested in. Everyone I'm interested in is swimming in the next heat. So they're out. I don't even see what they're out at.
I don't know if people around the world are watching a different telecast, but I don't know. This has kind of annoyed me.
Clovis. Sorry.
Clovis, California. That's correct.
Yeah, Clovis, California.
Thank you. Someone.
Dave Rollins. Thank you, Dave. The FGCU head coach.
Yeah, Dave knows Clovis is a great meet. People have been swimming at Clovis forever. But when we do the underwaters on the Peacock, they're going in the opposite direction, and it's frustrated me to death. I want them to stay underwater with the swimmers.
Yeah, it's I don't understand a lot of things about why Peacock does the things they do. So we're coming into the 200 wall. Laura and Stevens and Deckers are gonna go 1-2 here. 2:07.1 is the winning time. So really nothing very exciting about that heat. Oh ho ho! And we are joined once again by Tyler Fenwick.
Oh,
What's up, Tyler?
How we doing, fellas?
We're doing great.
Sorry, I'm a little late. Had to take the kids, get them to school, get them dressed. Yeah.
All good.
We missed
Dad
you.
We're
life.
happy to have you.
We missed you so much.
I missed you too, Mel. I've been traveling, but I've been thinking about you guys. Like never far.
Are you in SoCal now, or are you still in Charlotte?
No, I'm back in Charlottesville now.
Okay.
I took a little trip and then came back, and now I'm here. No, we leave Sunday, so we go out to Palm Springs on Sunday. So we'll be there for a week, and then go to San Clemente for a week. It's gonna be awesome. We ordered all our Disney stuff because we're gonna go to Disneyland, but we ordered all our stuff and it arrived yesterday. So I think we paid $30 total for about 15 items and accessories for the kids, and it would have been about $5,000 at the park.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, we've prepared.
No kidding.
We got the ears and the T-shirt, the backpack, yeah, all of it.
That's how you parent.
You're a parent master.
Yeah, that's how you budget. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. That's right. It's impressive. Yeah. So, if you watched any of the stream,
You know, I was watching up in the kitchen. I watched the men's two fly. I missed the 800 free, which was an epic race. Jeez. Yeah, I feel bad. This meet is really producing some great ones. These aren't just great swims for this meet. These are like all timers. Women's 2 free was amazing. Hats off to the Australians in that one. Whew.
No kidding. Yeah.
Now, the big question is, where am I on the stream and where are you guys on the stream?
I've got Lindsay Looney on screen right now.
Yeah, all right. You and I are together on that. Mel, where are you? Is the race over?
I'm caught up. I'm caught up with you guys. And
okay.
The question coming out. So Reagan went at 27:10 in the 50 back. She's top seed. Yeah. And you know, this in the prelims, she after the 50 back, she went at, I guess, a 210 200 fly. I think she seeded 15th. So the question is, what can she pop off here after going that fast 50 back? My guess was that she's okay. She's going to do about a 207 207 in this semi. What do you guys think?
I think Reagan's a vet. She's going to be very, very aware of the field. I think she'll do what it takes to advance. Also, she's training with Bob, so like she's going to be okay. Like she's not going to be exhausted for this one. And actually, just a tiny little bit of fatigue isn't necessarily a bad thing when you're racing. It's you train with fatigue all the time. It's kind of a comfortable feeling in an uncomfortable way. So yeah, I could see 207, 206 high.
We should also note we haven't talked about McIntosh. McIntosh just popped off a great 200 free at PB, and now she's turning around and she's in the seat in the 200 fly.
That hasn't been mentioned once, but that's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a hard, 200 free to 200 fly is that's painful.
I'm just thinking about her legs. Oh
yeah. Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, Oh, sorry. Like you guys both mentioned, the good news for both Reagan and Summer is that 207 is going to make the final. You don't need, they do not need to go crazy here. They just need to make it in.
Reagan's not messing around, out 27.6 at the 50. It's the 200 free is just all 200 meter free is all driving with your legs. To me, it's way harder than a 200 fly, but to do a 200 free before 200 fly sounds, that's a little bit of torture. But she's 16, she's conditioned to do that.
She is. I mean, and she's so far ahead of everybody else basically in both of those events that, again, I think Summer can kind of cruise a little bit. So Reagan's obviously going for it, and I think lane 8 is a perfect spot for her to be in because she can not think about the race and just kind of put the blinders on it and do her own thing, as we're saying.
Kind of looks like Ryan Held here leading off that 400 free relay.
I don't think so. In 200 fly, if you start off slowly, a slow 200 fly can, if you start off slow, it can be more painful because you get low in the water and you just get lower and lower and lower. Sometimes it's way easier just to get up, get some speed going, get on top of the water. It can be a less painful race if you get out after it a little bit. That's my opinion on.
Having a heck of a swim here.
Yeah, I mean, and her underwaters are so good. So it looks like she's going to be
wall right there. She's in control.
Her tempo
looks like she's going to be 206. Yeah. Summer asserting herself now, so she's going to be second or third. So she'll be fine in the final.
Justin, where's the piano, brother?
So Lana Pudar out in lane 3 was 206.6 to win.
Great.
Reagan was 206.8. Summer was third, 206 high, 7 low. So yeah, they got the job done. Reagan looks very serious.
He looks very serious. She's making me nervous. She needs to relax a little bit more.
Justin's got the piano on his back.
I'm wondering how she felt about that last 50.
So she said,
"Wow, she looked really intense."
I think she's exhausted.
You're gonna say,
yeah. Great race though.
She was on the
good honor.
Did you see? I counted 13 kicks off the 100-meter wall.
13.
So 13 kicks. She was down for 13 kicks off the 100 after the 100-meter. I'm just I always count kicks because.
Sure.
Let's see on this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well, she was at least 10 off the last wall.
Yeah, I'm a few seconds ahead of you. Yeah, they cut off. So my guess is she was 12 or 13 kicks. So you're staying down with that many kicks and a 200 butterfly off after each underwater. That's some work.
My guess is her and Leon are doing a whole lot of that in Tempe.
Yeah. No kidding.
We went through the Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte era, and they didn't stay down all 15 meters always. Phelps did once in 2007 in his 200 butterfly when he went 152 in 2007 and broke the world record. He stayed down. But
Hold on. I thought that was Phelps's signature, was staying down off the last wall in a 200 free or a 200 fly.
Not all 50. Not on every wall.
Oh, right. But the last wall.
Yeah, the last wall, but not on every wall. And I always felt like if you're conditioned well enough and you have enough of a base to do that in a 200-meter free or 200-meter butterfly, if you're conditioned well enough not to die on the back end of 200, you stay down 15 meters, you're probably going to break a world record. That's the benchmark. To me, that was always because it was just so hard to do.
Yeah. So Reagan, Lindsay Looney, Summer McIntosh, everyone's safely into the tuner fly. Semi. So good news for Carson is that he's in Heat 2.
Yeah, he gets a little more time.
As is Leon Marchand. So this first heat, man, this was a pretty fast prelim. I'm really excited to see what this semi looks like, because finally people are kind of, I don't know if catching up is the right word, but this event is getting faster and it's getting deeper.
Tyler, everybody's sharing their opinion on what's going to happen here. Coleman says, as we move into the final, we eventually get to the final of this race, he's feeling like Marchand's not going to break a world record. He's going to be a 54 low for the win. I'm going to put it out there. I think Marchand's after that 200 fly, I think he's got the speed to break the 200 IM world record. What do you think, buddy?
I'm not at this point. I'm not underestimating Leon Marchand. It's you look at the 400 IM, you look at the 200 fly. I mean, he's showing cards that he's never shown before, and he's doing things he's never done that have never been done. And I think absolutely he has a shot to break that world record.
We'll see. I mean, I would obviously love to see it go down. I think he saves that one for Paris, but world record anytime is great.
The safe bet is a 154, low 154-4 wins.
But Mel doesn't bet safely.
We don't bet safely. We go big.
Safe money don't make money.
That was one of the best quotes of NCAA's in 2022. One of the Florida guys said that after he had like a 0.0 something reaction time.
Scared money don't make money.
Exactly. All right. So in this semi, Daddy Dye is out fast, which I love to see, especially in his home country. I'm all about Daisetto. This is an interesting field. I would love to see Hugo Gonzalez finally have a big swim and maybe make a final here, which he looks really strong so far. He's out first at the 100. I'm really interested about Wang
You're
Shun.
ahead of me again, buddy.
Yeah, the defending Olympic champion is out in lane 8. Sorry, and I'm really interested to see what he does. Go ahead, Mel.
Every time there's we go from stroke, there's an exchange on strokes. It's the streamer bar comes up and I don't see the splits. I'm very upset with Peacock. Peacock makes me very angry.
All right, Hugo is half a second ahead at the 150.
Yeah, he's
having
phenomenal.
A great swim. Yeah.
Took off on that breaststroke.
He did. Wow, and he's having a great freestyle too, which is awesome. This dude has been due for a great long course swim for 5 years. Ooh, 156.5. Good for him. Good for him.
I think he's going to be safely into the final there.
Shane Casas went a 156 flat at a pro swim.
Okay.
I know. I'm thinking. I'm putting the time in context.
I'm just saying it's a great swim for Hugo.
It is. It's a great swim for Hugo. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah. But it's semis, dude.
It's a semi. All right. This was your appetizer. So put into context, going a 152 for 200 fly and then turning around. This for Marchand and doing the 200 IM. I think that swim has no bearing on him. I think he's so conditioned. It's meaningless. He could do 3 more 200s today.
You're talking about Leon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially watching him too at NCAA's, it's just swim after swim, and it's just awesome swim. And yeah, I mean, he does this all the time. Like, he's doing it every day in practice. He's just swimming fast over and over. Why does Hugo not swim the 4 IM?
Good question.
He does. I guess he's not doing it here. I don't know.
There's a very big, it should be said, there's a very big difference between a 400-yard IM and a 400-meter IM.
There is. I don't. 400 long course IM is a way different beast. You have to. I don't think Hugo does Bob Bowman training, and you have to do Bob Bowman training. Is I think the answer.
Training for the long pool. It's a whole different situation. A lot of swimmers are great.
Hugo's entered in the 200 breast tomorrow, is what I'm seeing from the commenters. I'm wondering if he's going to swim that.
I'll bet he does.
If I was him, I might.
Yeah.
Come on,
because the 200 breast semi is before the 200 IM final, and I mean I think that's why Leon didn't swim it. We'll see. I'm not seeing Hugo's name on here. I don't know if
he's talking about Leon Marchand.
You think Leon's? Thank you. You think Leon is going to swim the 200 breast?
Yeah.
God, that would be epic if he did.
There you go.
I'd be so hype if Leon swam the 200 breast.
What's going on with Shane Casas? Tyler, you have any thoughts?
I think you'd have to check in with Wyatt and Eddie on that one.
You know, it's he walked out. He looked so. I'm watching his face. I'm hoping he can do something and make some gains here with experience. But you know what? Hey, we got Carson. Carson had a solid 200 fly. He's got to turn around, do the 200 IM. It's a tough 200 double.
There's a lot of tough doubles with this meet. A lot.
I like that Carson and Shane are right next to each other. Gives both of them a little bit of comfort. It's just like practice, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's right.
I mean, they train together.
They do. And maybe it does. I also think it's also interesting to be in that waiting room with superstars. Like they're in that waiting room with Marchand. It's like it changes the energy in the room. You can feel it. It's like they come in, they feel like a magnet. You're trying to focus on what you're doing, and you're like, dang, that guy's so good.
Yeah, but I mean, Carson said it. He has his best races when he's next to Leon. He likes racing Leon. He's shared so many ready rooms with that dude.
Yeah, but he's within striking distance. He feels like he's like, Leon's got to swim well, but Carson's going to make him. Carson's going to be there. He shows up.
And Carson's going to train with Leon.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, isn't he leaving Texas to go out to Arizona State?
You might be breaking news, Tyler.
Oh, whoops. No, wait, I thought you guys had an article on that.
I wish we had an article on that. No, I don't think so, but I hope so.
You should be on the stream always.
But I read something about that. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you just dropped something. We don't know. We're definitely going to look into that.
All right, Carson's in the lead at the 100. Leon's second. Shane looks good in third.
Yeah, he looks real good.
Yeah. So yeah, Texas guys and Leon are leading the field in breaststroke. They all look pretty smooth.
27, 28.
It's great swims. Leon first, Carson and Shane second and third at the 200.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Marchand just jumped out. It's underwater, right? He's underwater popping.
Yeah, he knows how to get it done underwater. All right, so the freestyle, Duncan Scott's coming on now.
So far ahead.
All right, so it's going to be Leon, Carson, Duncan. Shane's in there for fifth after Ogata of Japan.
Oh yeah, he came hard.
Yeah. We just got a look at Leon's family celebrating there. So 156.3 for Leon. He'll be top seed heading in.
Does everybody in the stands have the Thunder sticks? He looks just like him. Is he rocking an ASU brother shirt? Leon's brother?
Isn't that awesome?
The one thing I love about the Japanese section is they all have Thunder sticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone says that it's a great crowd there, which is
awesome.
really
Good.
cool. Yeah.
It's
you gotta love.
Yeah, it's a great.
You gotta love when countries show up like that. Go ahead, Mel.
No, it's hard for me to think that like Leon hasn't popped off a 156 in practice, right? What's the likelihood of that?
Well, I will say this: before trials, we had Kate do a 200 IM off the blocks, and she went a 209. So it's I would not be surprised at all if Leon's done that in practice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Oh, Shane makes it.
209. Good God. By the way, Shane is 8th. So
Yeah.
Shane Casas made it into the final.
Good for him.
We also have Tom Dean, Daya Seto, So Ogata of Japan, Hugo Gonzalez, Carson Foster, Duncan Scott, Leon Marchand. Whoo! That's going to be a good final. Notably, defending Olympic champ Wang Shun, after having been 155 this season, gets 11th at 157.97. But that's a great final heading into tomorrow.
So I want to bring up a topic. This is something that Braden tweeted. Braden tweeted that overall Team USA on the men's side, and on the women's side also, he got angry and frustrated that people were talking about reasons why Team USA might not be as dominant as we've been in the past. He's like, I don't agree with that. Braden Keith said, if our elites were swimming just on our near PBs or even their times from U.S. nationals, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now about what's going on with Team USA. Fair? Is that a fair statement from Braden?
I mean, I've seen a bunch of world records here, though. I'd have to look at it. Braden's not going to tweet something unless he's done his research. So, but pretty provocative.
No, but
I'm also a little entertained that Braden's getting annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets annoyed,
He got his buttons.
No, he was specifically talking about Team USA, and
yeah.
And he was like, if our elites just swam on their times at U.S. nationals, we would be having a different experience at this meet. And he's like, something is wrong. My immediate thought was, we're coming out of the pandemic Olympics into a quad where we had a world championships last year, world championships where it's real short.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are keeping their powder dry. I think a lot of athletes are keeping their powder dry, waiting, because they know this is going to be a very hard September to February training session, and they're just going to get it done then.
Yeah, I have no worries headed into Paris. I think the U.S. is going to come back and be just fine. But I agree with you. It's a short quad, and I think people are in a lot of different places right now. I think we have had a lot of worlds back to back. We're about to have another one in a few months. Like it's, and I think the sights are set right now on Paris, not necessarily Japan. It's so it's a lily pad. It's a test point.
Agreed.
I hadn't even thought about that. We have a world champs in January.
Oh yeah.
February
in the long pool.
I don't know who will be going to it, but yeah.
We have a world champs in January in a 50-meter
February.
Pool. February. It's February. Who's going to go to that? Who's going to that world champs? I'd be like, I might sit this world champs out.
I think
yeah.
The people that will be going to it are people with bonus clauses in their contracts with suit companies. Get money for world championships.
And you know, it's also an opportunity for somebody else who might not
oh,
be
yeah.
making a medal podium to get on the podium. And even if it's happens to be a little slower or just I think that's kind of I think that's positive. Yeah, I think that's a positive. Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, so let's also say this: the NCAA cycle works really well for a lot of kids heading into an Olympic trials and an Olympic games, right? I mean, the cycle of resting of conference and NCs. I mean, we've seen a lot of people have success in an Olympic year, college season, and then go on to do really well at the Olympics. To me, that's kind of a similar deal. If you're going to race at a world championships, you're kind of having a big meet in February, and then you still have a good chunk of time. I would, if my focus is the Olympics, I might sit that out as well, but I don't think it's going to be even detrimental at all to someone who wants to race at that world champs.
I think if there's a plan for it, if it's built into the plan and you trust, sure. Coleman, back to your point about NCAAs, I think, there's a lot of talk right now about Olympic red shirts. And I want to remind people, in 2021, we had 3 women make the team coming right off the college season. Alex Walsh, Kate Douglas, and Paige Madden, and they all medaled. And that was the first Olympics for all of them. So it's, I've seen a lot about, well, they need to take an Olympic red shirt. Well, Alex Walsh won the silver medal in the 2IM and didn't take an Olympic red shirt 2 years ago. So I think the racing, it keeps you sharp. It keeps you fast. Here's the other thing. If you take an Olympic red shirt, what are you doing all day? You're just thinking about the Olympics and making the Olympic team. That can get unhealthy. If you are going to class, you're racing, your mind is, you're still training at a high level. And I think the other thing I've read a lot, well, they need to train long course. So they need to you can train long course, train a short course. We train 5 of 9 workouts a week, long course. So like, you can definitely get that in if you make it a priority. But I think keeping your mind occupied is really, really important in that year, or it just becomes, it can become overwhelming pretty easily. Because it's all you're focused on.
I think there's a lot to be said for staying in a routine. If something works, don't mess with it. And I do think the college experience is in terms of like keeping that mind body balance is it's kind of a perfect situation. But a lot of people make that mistake of just taking that Olympic red shirt and overthinking it. Yeah, you're not racing everybody else. You're racing yourself.
Exactly. And it's like even Kate Douglas this year, she's not just swimming, she's getting her master's. Like she's going to be
at
in
UVA.
class.
At UVA. What's her master's in?
She graduated with statistics. it may be, God, I'm forgetting. We've got a few kids this year doing graduate degrees. Oh, there's Kate right there. It may be computer science. It may be statistics.
So it's not like this is corporate fitness.
No.
Getting a master's degree. Let me just tell you something.
We're not.
She might be hanging out with Mr. Ken Ono.
When I was at Tennessee in the late 80s and 90s, half the undergraduate swimmers were getting degrees in corporate fitness.
Yeah.
What are you getting your degree in? They're like, corporate fitness. And I'm like, what's that? It's like, do you play ping pong and paddleball for a semester?
Yeah. Well, I went to law school and then left after the first year. I hated it. And then I went to Tennessee and I tried to find the least academically stimulating thing I could find. And I found it in sports management. And it was perfect. But I was really getting my master's in swim coaching. Like, I was with credits every day. I was coaching the club team. I was coaching the masters team. I was coaching Davis Tarwater and Christine Magnuson. Like, that's really what I was getting my master's in. But the piece of paper says sports management. But yeah, it was coming from law school. It was a very different experience.
No kidding. Are you guys looking at Germany right now?
I'm looking at a Little Caesars pizza, and
I'm looking at the mixed
watering at the mouth.
4x1 medley relay coming up here.
Okay, yeah, I think we're on the same page, Mel. Tyler's still got ads. Maybe.
I'm looking at Germany right now. I've got the Germany.
Okay.
How do we feel about the mixed medley relay? Do people like this? Is this good?
As a spectator, it's one of my favorite events to watch.
Yeah, I want to see some 4x50 relays. Like, that's what I want to see them in Paris. It's fine. I will admit it's not. It doesn't entirely move the needle for me, but it's an opportunity for a medal and an opportunity to see Kate Douglas swim again.
That's right. If we'd gone mixed, if we get mixed medley, mixed for it would. I think we would have been better off going with 4x50s. That would have been a much more interesting situation, entertainment wise.
Yeah, I love 4x50 relay.
You know the reason why we have these extra swims, right? We have these extra swims because during the Phelps era, swimming had such better television ratings. NBC wanted a 9th day of television of swimming. So we added these relays.
Well, they added a relay.
Well, they pushed it, but they pushed it for another day. They pushed our telecast another day.
Well, I mean, they added extra events before that went to 9 days, though. Like, this last Olympics had all those events, but it was 8 days.
All right, here we go. So everyone cares that it's an extra medal. It's fun. What is our order? What is the order?
Murphy, Fink, Husk, Douglas.
So how many years did it take us to figure out it has to be male, female, female? How long was it?
I'm staying out of this conversation.
No, I just want to say something. I was like, anybody, if you're not going male, female, you don't understand what it's like to swim in a pool with a bunch of elites.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Britain has the world record and won Olympic gold with female, male, female. That lineup does also work. It's the fastest lineup that's ever been produced to date.
That's because they had PD and breaststroke. That's it.
Okay, it still worked.
That's the only reason.
It still worked.
It's anomalous. It's an anomalous situation. He's an anomalous swimmer.
Okay, so are half the swimmers in this field. But I'm just saying we could have let off with Reagan and put Dare on fly, and that would have been a viable lineup as well.
I think you're both right. I think, Mel, you're correct.
Don't say that, Tyler.
It depends on what pieces you're working with.
Just pick a
My opinion.
No, but
all right. Whatever.
I agree with Mel in this situation. I think we just play it safe because Murphy and Fink are so good that they're going to get us out to a great lead. Although China could challenge us in this one.
I just like that people who have no understanding of being in an elite race or relay starts adding up times and based on these added up times make their relay up, and I'm like, no, this is about waves. This is about
clean water makes a lot of difference.
Clean water is everything in a relay.
Makes a difference. So Australia, basically, they're going female, male, male, female, basically because they have to, because Kaylee McEwen's so good, and they don't really have a male backstroker that they think could compete as well.
Wow, it's really looking great for them right now.
Yeah, so Ryan Murphy's definitely doing his job. And that world record line is so far behind right now. Once again,
Ryan Murphy never has a bad race. He just
that would have
not always win, but he never has a bad meet. Never has a bad race.
That would have just won the. That would have won the. So Murph just popped off a 52:02.
Good for him.
That would have won. That would have won individually.
I mean, like you said though, Mal, clear water. You know, he had 2 open lanes.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kin Hai Young of China is doing his thing now. So Fink,
there he is.
He is past Fink, but Fink's holding on. He's getting it done. So now we've got Tori Husk versus Zhang Yufei, and we'll keep an eye on Australia because they're going to have Matt Temple in the water.
Yeah, and it's not. And it doesn't matter. They're out of it. It's over. Game over. No, male, female, female.
Yeah, Murphy did win the 100 back final, by the way.
Australia's not out of it.
Australia's out of it.
They have a man in the water right now.
That doesn't mean anything. It's over. They're too far behind. Game over.
Okay.
That male swimmer for Australia is really kicking butt there. Whoa, he's going fast. Look at that turnover.
Mel, let's wait till this last 25 meters. Because he's going to outsplit them by, at least 6 seconds.
Is he going to catch Husk?
You see what's happening now, Mel?
Oh, my goodness.
Do you see what's happening?
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe this is happening. I'm living in the wrong universe. How did this happen?
That's called math. Some people...
Little thing called math.
God, you're going to gloat about this for the next 6 months.
Dude, I tried to tell you. China is having a sensational swim though, and they are right on the world record line. Australia is not pulling as much ahead as I thought they might. Kate Douglas is really hanging in there.
So can we agree that the best relay order is female, male, male, female?
No. No, stop it.
I don't know about
female,
that.
female.
I think you're right, Tyler. It depends on who you've got.
Yeah.
But China takes gold, Australia silver, and US bronze. That was a great relay.
Yeah.
That Chinese swimmer looks gassed.
All right.
All right.
Is that it? Are we done? Is the session over?
I think that's it.
The session's over.
Mm-hmm.
What happened, Tyler? Why are you coming in so late? We depend on you.
The kids, my children.
Look,
they also depend on
you than your children. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, they need to go to school. Like I needed to feed them, dress them. Yeah.
throw them a power bar and say nah on that.
That's
gonna do something.
Let's go. I did ask one day at their school, I'm like, are they allowed to wear pajamas? Like, I think my wife was away, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I'm just bringing them all week in their pajamas, like whatever.
My opinion is that if you're under 18, you should be able to. My opinion is pajamas should always be okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think everybody should wear pajamas everywhere. Work, some meets, school, you name it. I think pajamas should be accepted at all times.
Yeah, you're not getting an argument here.
All right, let's. I'm gonna lay some splits on you guys. So China was 54, 57-3 for their breaststroker, 55-6 for Zhang Yufei on fly, 53-1 for their freestyle. Australia 58-0 for McEwen, 58-8 for Zach Stubblety Cook, 50.6 for Temple, and 51-5 for Shayna Jack. Wow. Murphy 52-0. Nick Fink 58-1, Tori Husk 58-1, and then Kate Douglas 51-7.
Oh wow,
that is quick.
Wow, those are some great splits. Wow, those are also some weak splits.
58-1 for Tori Husk is not fantastic.
Yeah, so Murph would have won
51
individually.
He did win, Mel. He did win.
No, I mean, he that would have beaten him.
I mean, sure.
Murphy would have beaten Murphy with 52. It's a faster swim. That's all I'm saying. He went faster in the relay.
It is. Yeah.
And
we need somebody to make a video with the layover so that we could see it. Murphy versus Murphy.
And so Kate was a 51-7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, she was.
This is the world looks very different from the point of view from Charlottesville. That's all I'm saying.
The sun's shining here. That's all that's a recruit. Yeah, there are 365 days in a year. It's 80 and sunny here, 364 of them. Like if it rains one day, you pick the one day it rains here a year.
Wow. That's impressive. That's good weather.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to push off. I got work to do. Good to see you guys.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
guys.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See ya.